Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be telling you my 10 top tips I wish I knew before starting university. Now I can't quite believe it, but this time last year was actually the summer before I headed off to freshers. I was so nervous. I watched so many videos like this, but I really think after finishing my first year I've learnt some really crucial tips that no one seems to talk about. So I really do hope you find today's video helpful. If anyone has any extra tips, then please let me know in the comments box below. And also if you are off to university in September, then let me know where you're going, what you're studying. If you are new, then hi, my name is Anna. I have just finished my first year studying medicine at the University of Birmingham, and I would love if you decided to stick around and subscribe. We have so much uni content coming up, so make sure you hit that notification button. Trust me, you don't want to miss these videos. Anyway, my first tip is quite controversial, and it is not to buy any tickets or event wristbands. You are going to get so many people trying to persuade you to buy events tickets, different wristbands for clubs, but just don't buy them before Freshers Week. If you're going to do anything, then organise it with your flat to go. But I ended up getting so many tickets for freshers I just didn't use. I wasted like 3 sets of £10 at buying tickets, and it really just isn't worth it. It is so hard to know exactly what you're going to want to go to in Freshers Week. You're going to meet really random people. They're going to be going to different events, and the last thing you want to do is only go to an event because you've brought it and you don't want to waste your money, instead of going with people that you've met that you really like and go to the events they're going to. Places are going to start saying they're selling out. They're really not selling out. I'm not sure how they're allowed to say this, but I promise you there's always a way of finding a ticket. If you can't get one, I guarantee on your uni big group chat there will be people trying to sell them. You'll be able to get one that way, and that way you're going to be able to go with your friends rather than just going to the events you've already brought. Now the next one I really feel like no one speaks about, and that is the fact that everyone is so different at university. Now this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it did really shock me when I went. I just didn't appreciate the fact that people at my school and secondary school were very similar to me. Like, even if you don't think they are, because I really didn't think they were, people at university are going to be so different. You forget that everyone is from all around the country. Everyone has got a completely different upbringing. They act in completely different ways. They live in completely different ways. They like completely different things. There is a huge range of types of people at university, and you're going to understand this a lot more when you go, but just prepare yourself for the fact everyone is very unique. They like very different things. They behave, their morals, everything about everyone is very different. Number 3 is very important, and that is you don't need to take all of your A-level notes with you. I kind of had it in the back of my head, especially doing medicine, that I would need a foundation of knowledge, and yes, you do need that, but anything you need, they will teach you, and having your A-level notes is really not helpful at all. It's not like the jump up from GCSE to sixth form. The style of learning is so different that your notes really aren't very helpful. It's a waste of space in your uni room. Do yourself a massive favour and don't bring your notes with you. If you need to know anything from A-levels, you can just Google it. I'm sure there's a YouTube video on it, and that is what I did. Hand them down to a student in the lower years, or hand them to your siblings, or just keep them and organise them into a pile. But whatever you do, don't take them with you to university. Tip number 4 I did know, but I really didn't appreciate how important it was, and that's to join as many societies as possible. Now if you're going to take one thing from this video, please let it be to join one society. I'm literally making you join just one. Please join as many as possible, but if you do anything you have to join one. It is such a good way of making friends, getting to know a different group of people. You're also going to be able to get to know people in different years, which is really nice, and you're also all going to have that one thing in common. Now this doesn't even have to be a sport. I think a sport is a really fun one to join if you do enjoy any sports, but if you don't, there are so many different societies, from the Hummus Society, Harry Potter Society, Cocktail Making Society. I would say just try any of them that remotely take your interest. Just at least go for the first couple of weeks to get a flavour of the different ones you kind of enjoy. There's going to be ones that shock you, that you absolutely love, and also the ones you thought you enjoyed, maybe you don't enjoy the environment of that society, and there's a much more friendlier one that shocked you, that you enjoyed more. But societies really are a huge part of university. They make it so fun and so exciting, and it's just a really nice way to feel really involved. A lot of them are much smaller than your courses, so you're really going to be able to get to know people a lot better. And they also run social events outside of the society as well. At some point you are probably going to get a little bit lonely, whether that's in first term, second term. Homesickness mixed with loneliness really doesn't make the best combination. It's probably going to leave you feeling quite low. No one's life is absolutely perfect. There will be those moments, but you've just got to think they are going to be feelings that are going to pass. No feeling lasts forever. The thing I found the most helpful was to just keep myself busy and distracted, and your coping mechanisms are going to be really different. But just know it's completely normal. So many people feel like this. You're going to have those off days, off weeks, but you'll work through it. Try and focus on the positives and just think of your whole uni experience rather than just that little temporary feeling. Number 6 really links in with this, and that is, don't expect to go to uni and make loads and loads of friends. Maybe you are going to go and meet loads of amazing people, have loads of best friends, and that is your uni experience. But equally, if you don't have that uni experience, that is so normal as well. So many people go to university and get to know people on a really superficial level and don't make those really good connections. So don't have your expectations up here that you're going to meet your best friend in the first week. You're gonna make friends, I promise you that. You're gonna meet so many people that you will make friends. But if they're not your best friends and you don't quite click with them, then you have so much time to meet those people, and don't put too much pressure on it. Now, the next thing I did struggle with a little bit, and I wish I could go back and tell myself this a year ago, you really don't have to take part in this huge binge drinking, big drinking culture that is at uni. Yes, there does seem to be quite a big drinking scene at university. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But it's how you work your way through that. There are so many events that you can go to that you don't have to be really drunk. There are so many fun things you can still do outside of drinking. And even if you are in these environments, you don't have to drink that much. Even if everyone is around you getting really drunk, at the end of the day, if you don't want to, then you're going to have so much fun anyway. And if anyone is forcing you to drink, then they really aren't your good friends. Your true friends are going to accept you for you. Do the things that make you comfortable. Make sure you're having fun. You're going to be so fine, and you will work your way through it. Number 8 is to make sure you enjoy your experience. I spent a lot of time worrying that I didn't actually realise how fast the first year was going. Sometimes it really is worth standing back and going, wow, I have such an amazing opportunity. So much about university is so exciting. The facilities are insane. There's so many social events to do. It really is such a short time in your life that you really just want to make the most of. Say yes to so many things. Right now, stop worrying about it. You want to look back and think you've made the most out of your uni experience and not worried about things unnecessarily. Now, this one I literally wish someone told me, and that was the style of learning is so different to sixth form. I kind of had in my head slightly harder than sixth form. It's completely different. Everything about being at a lecture or a seminar is completely different to your classrooms at sixth form. I wouldn't even try to think about what it's going to be like. You are really not going to get it until you're thrown in that lecture, hopefully in a lecture hall, not staring at a screen and doing online learning. I really hope that is gone for everyone. It is just so independent. There is nothing about it that is like your one-on-one teacher experience. You're kind of left to learn it yourself. There's no one that's going to be nagging you to do your homework, nagging you to take your notes, checking on you. You really do have to take control of your learning and think about whether or not you actually understand something. Most lectures don't have these little tests. A lot of it is left till the end of the year, or if you have mid-year exams, for you to find out how you're doing. You really do just need to check up on yourself, make sure you're keeping up to date with the content and actually understanding it. Think about how you're writing your notes. It's all about taking responsibility, and it's just really strange not having a teacher there. It takes a little bit of getting used to as well, and if you don't quite get on with it to start with, give it time and make sure you're not too hard on yourself if you're not getting along with it straight away. It does take a little bit of adjustment. And finally, don't compare your uni experience to anyone else's, whether that is a friend, whether that is your best friend from home, whether that is someone else on your course, whether that is your flatmate, whether that is me from my social media, whether that is another person from social media. Comparing your uni experience is the worst trap you can possibly fall into. Yes, on a surface level, people might look look like they're having an amazing time. They might be crying in their uni rooms at home, hating it and drop out by Christmas. Honestly, no one portrays exactly how they found it on social media, so comparing any of it is really an awful idea. You should try to make the most out of your experience and do whatever you want to do for you. It is your life. You're not comparing it to other people's. There's that quote, comparison is the thief of joy. Just make sure you are focusing on yourself and enjoying yourself and doing all the things that you want to do and all the things that you wanted uni to be. It really is what you make of it. Pushing yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone and finding new things that you might not have thought of. But equally, you do need to take a bit of time to look after you and don't force yourself into situations that you don't want to be in. And again, don't do things just because other people are doing them. Those are my 10 things I wish I knew before starting uni. I do wish I could go back in time and watch this video and tell myself this. However, you can learn from them. I really hope you did enjoy today's video. Please remember to give it a big thumbs up and also let me know in the comments any uni videos you want to see before you all head off. And have an amazing rest of your week. I'll see you next week with the next video, everyone. Bye!